Hey again, it's been quite a long time since I did a summoning video. I actually recorded some in between the last one and this one, but I don't know, they weren't very many orbs and it wasn't anything interesting that happened, so I figured I wouldn't bother boring anybody with it. But a few first things have happened here. So, as you can see in the top right, I have 501 orbs, which is definitely the most I've ever saved. I know that that's not a huge amount, but for me, that's the best I've done. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. And another thing is that I have not yet even redeemed my free summon on this banner, even though it ends in one day. And usually I just go all in on the first day. So another first thing there. So the objectives tonight. I'm gonna try and get another legendary Alm because I have one, but he doesn't have a great IV set. So it'd be nice to just get one at least to fix that, and then I'm pretty much done with this banner. I don't have a lot of interest in the new Crom. Don't really need another blue infantry archer in my life. No doubt he's strong. Like he's definitely definitely a good character, but just not somebody I'm looking for on the teams that I have built already. You know, I've been playing since day one, and so I have some established teams that just don't really need anything but merges at this point. So I wouldn't actually mind getting another fallen female Koran. Have one of her too, but she's minus HP, so it wouldn't be bad to fix that, to fix the effect with what's it called, sudden panic, and don't actually have Duma at all. So I'm not hugely interested in the character, but wouldn't be the worst thing to get one of those for a new Mjolnir strike, and maybe if I wanted to build a AR defense team using him instead of Thracier, which is pretty unlikely if I'm honest, but you know, options are good. And then once I get my Elm, hopefully, I think I'll take the rest of the orbs and go to this banner because I really want these two ladies right up front. Laegjarn is one of my favorite characters in the game, and I would definitely like merges for her and a good IV. And Lyn is a cool character. I wouldn't mind using her, but also sturdy impact is huge in this game, and so definitely would like to have some of that to put on some units. So that's what I'll be doing. So let's get started here. God, it'd be so awesome if I just got Alm on the first summon here. I don't even know what I would do. Would I continue? I don't know. That'd be pretty wild. No, it's just gonna be Felicia. So I just finished watching the new banner, Three Houses banner, that's coming out on Friday, and I don't know. I mean, honestly, I haven't played Three Houses, so I really don't have any attachment to those characters at all. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, wow. And what are the chances he's defense? Cool. Yeah, I'll take that for sure. Wow. I really wasn't expecting that to happen so quickly. That's awesome. Whew. Well, um, geez. Well, I guess I'll finish the circle because why not? Um, Green is a terrible color on this banner, honestly. There's really nothing of value there, to me at least. I think a lot of people feel that way, a lot of the more veteran players. But, you know, I'm already in here, already got what I need, so let's just see what else is hiding in here. Blue, I don't have Legendary Julia, so she'd be pretty awesome to have, but not gonna be that. Um, Super strong blue mage, but of course she lives in the shadow of Ophelia, and anybody with the special spiral Ophelia, it's pretty hard, pretty hard to replace her with any other mage, even one as strong as Legendary Julia is. And make no mistake, she is a monster with her lull everything as a B skill, super powerful. But she just doesn't have the devastation that pre-charged Ophelia has. So, it's I wouldn't mind having one of her, but not a huge priority for me. Um, Other blues on this banner. Oh yeah. Wow, I still can't even believe that just happened so quickly. I'm kind of stunned. I need to collect myself and figure out what I'm even going to do from this point. Well, I got to create some manuals right now because I'm overburdened, as you can see. Uh, Plus attack. I guess I'll keep him. Wow. So awesome. Let's see. Blue, yeah, so the new Archer Crom, again, very powerful unit, but just not my cup of tea. And Legendary Azura, I do have her. So not a huge priority. I mean, if I were to ever start playing Arena, which I haven't done in almost 2 years now, actually, she would be definitely somebody I'd want to invest in because having that buff ability and the built-in dual skill, just perfect for Arena for sure. So this, have a couple of her. And that's really all I was interested in on this banner. But since I got Elm, maybe I should just accept that it's, or should I try and get a better IV? You know what? Let's not get too greedy. Let's try this one since I haven't redeemed this free summon either. Brave Ike is just a monster in this game now since this refine with that Irvin. Okay, well it's not gonna be him, but yeah, I mean, just completely unparalleled tanking ability. And I was also debating pulling on Valentine's Alm, but given that he lives in the shadow of Brave Ike, I mean, even about a unit as powerful as Valentine's Alm, I just can't justify investing a huge amount into it. Would have liked some merges on Ike because he needs every stat he can get, but I guess it's not going to be tonight, even though, if you're going to draw for Brave Ike, this is the banner to do it right here. Probably better chances than the Hero Fest that he was just on last month, which is pretty crazy because that was already a good chance. And, they might rerun this again because they've already rerun this the second year now, so this might just be a thing. And guaranteed he's going to be back because he's a hugely popular character and he's very strong. So, IS is going to milk him for sure. But I don't think that's top of my priorities right now. And like I said, since he'll be back, it's pretty safe to just hang on. This banner was pretty crazy. I free drew a what's her name? Jeez, I can't even remember now. Kyria, which, yeah, pretty cool unit. I didn't draw very heavily on the TMS banner when it came out, but to just free draw her was super awesome. So I was very happy about that. So guys, I think I'm gonna accept that I have the L Alm that I needed and just go in on this. See what's up. Only blue, not interested in any other color on this banner, and this is a good circle to start with. 3 blue, I like it. So I try and invest in units that are going to be good long-term investments, and so to me that means units that aren't easily power crept. So the first example was that, and my favorite unit so far has been original generation Mir, because her weapon is just madness. It's like built-in wary fighter on a non-armor unit, which is really great. And a couple of other units since then have had the ability to shut down doubles, but she was the first, and she's still holding up incredibly well. Given that I do have a +10 of her, and she's of course summoner supported. She's carried me in so many. Oh yeah, I forgot that her art is awesome now. I definitely gotta make her +10. When I started the game, I was initially going to +10 her, and I had a +2 version, but for whatever reason, I went crazy, and I pulled a Hinoka, and I just decided, yep, Cordelia definitely needs that Hone Flyer. It's just, way back in the day when SI had just come out, and I was all about flyers, as I am now. But I decided that I wanted to use Cordelia and not Hinoka, and I fought at her, and you know what? Hinoka has never come back since then. She will just forever be that space. I'm running out of space here. I just can't get rid of some of these things, so. Plus attack is nice. Good art on Echidna too. Pretty cool unit. But again, green axe. Hard to fill the boots of the man, you know. Altina. Yeah, I'll probably get another one of those eventually. She's my only one for right now. Relatively new unit. But I'm sure I'll see another one sometime. But yeah, back to Cordelia. So I had a +2 of her with the Hone flyers. And you know what? For a long time, that was enough. Like, she was so powerful that she didn't even need the Hone. She was still killing everybody anyway. And so to me, she seemed like a great candidate for it. And I also thought that since Hinoka was a blue lance flyer, that, blue lance flyers should just have Hone flyers. Not true. Really, in hindsight, not true at all. But, who knew? So I ended up foddering actually my +2 Cordelia into Camilla, because she was +10. She had disencounter and all the good stuff. So I needed her because that was my main arena team back when I was playing. So I needed the Hone on her, and I did it. And Cordelia punished me for quite a while after that. I didn't see any for so long, but I finally do have enough to make a +10 of her, so I'm definitely going to do that. I did the Unholy, and I subscribed to Fey Pass really purely just for that, because her art sucked. Oh man, it was so bad. And the new one is so good, so it just seemed like a no-brainer. Wasn't really interested in Lynn. I get that she's a really popular character and a good character, especially now that she's resplendent, but just not somebody that I was invested in. But it was cool to get her because I'd never actually drawn her before, so don't mind that. And then the new one, Ike. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are really liking his new art, and it's good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I just don't like his original generation character, so I'm not hugely interested in that. So I might cancel the Fey Pass after this, unless they announce a new unit that I'm gonna like. So we'll see what happens with that. This is not going great so far. Been getting pretty decent blues on the circles, but no focus units. Pretty good rate on this banner actually. So I mean, there should be something in here. If you calculate it out, or if you use the that tool that's available online to figure out what the chances of getting a unit are on these banners, it should be about one of either of these two ladies per 66 or 64 orbs, I think. So quite good. Geez, I didn't actually think what would happen if there's no blue. I can't even remember who the red units are, but I know that green is Dancer Reinhardt, which I do like. Good unit, good fodder. He'd definitely be a good draw. So that'll be my probably my go-to if I don't get any blues again. Stop. Let's see who is red on this. Helbindi, no, don't care. Yeah, it would really just be Dancer Reinhardt on here that I would want if I didn't get blue, so I'll stick with that plan. But, come on, like one of these flyer ladies at least. 3. It's so punishing to get 3 stars in this game. I don't know if other people feel this way, but it's like it's almost more demoralizing than getting an off-banner focus. Or not a focus, an off-banner unit that's not a focus. I don't know, I just find it way more insufferable. I don't know why that is. I guess kind of like, I think, why do 3 stars even exist in this game? Like, really, what is the point? What are they achieving by having that in there? It sort of made sense in the beginning when there was a few units, and we even had 1 and 2 star units going around. But now that the game is this advanced, I just don't see the point of having 3-star units at all. They don't make much sense to me. Another Cordelia. So yeah. Now she's heard that I'm gonna make her +10. She's willing to finally come home. So for her, I'm thinking the stereotypical. God, the 3 stars. Stereotypical Swift Sparrow 3 on A. For B, I don't know. I know some people were thinking about doing the new Pegasus skill, Pegasus Flight, I think it's called. Pretty cool skill, but it doesn't work great for Cordelia because she doesn't have good res. So I don't think she's a good candidate for that skill personally. I know you can build her for it, but I think there are definitely better units for it. Like Aseda, for example, is Aseda and Claire really are it's like the skill was designed for them because they have high res. They're in like the high 30s to low 40s. And they have crazy powerful refines with the built-in flashing blade, which no other flyer can do. So I think they would definitely benefit the most from that skill. So for Cordelia, I mean, the classic is Desperation. And it works, but of course with her weapon, if you choose the new refine, she wants to not drop HP, which is kind of awkward. So I don't know, Desperation doesn't work great with that. But flyer B skills are kind of limited, unfortunately. So maybe even just the basic flyer formation. Well, geez, it's been I don't know, like 80 or so orbs on this banner and no focus at all, but I'm still buzzing from that L Alm on the first circle. That was awesome, because legendary banners are punishing to summon on. Like, I did quite a lot of simulations before I decided to do this drawing session, and it could be like anywhere from the first circle to you could spend 500 and not get one. And I know some of you have unfortunately suffered that fate. So it's actually quite a scary thing to summon on these banners sometimes, especially the legendary ones, if you only want 1 unit. And, like I said, I would have been fine with the other 2 because they're good, but really my focus was just trying to get Alm to fix the one I had. Would I have liked plus speed? Yeah, absolutely. But I'll draw for him again in the future. He's going to be back in, I think it's May, and he'll be with Leaf again, which is awesome because those 2 are really great build units, and they are helpful in a lot of content. But man, if I could just get Laegjarn or Lyn on this banner, come on. Let's see what the pity rate's at here. Oh, I got to do this again. Alright, what are we at? 8.5. God, it feels like it's been more than that because it started at 8, I think. So, geez, it should be something here. Oh, of course, no blue. Oh yeah, I never finished my thought about the 3 houses banner because I got sidetracked by the awesome Alm draw. But yeah, I was watching the banner reveal, and I guess a lot of people like the units, but I haven't played the game, so I'm not invested in them. And the only one that I was kind of interested in as a unit and a playstyle would be Lysithea. But I don't really need another red mage. I mean, Darja is powerful, super powerful actually, and now I have Kyria, and so there just isn't a big draw for her or for me. So it was an easy choice to use my orbs on this banner, on the legendary banner, instead of the new 3 houses one. And that's a nice, oh yeah, there we go. That's a nice feeling to be able to have the luxury of choosing these and not having torn feelings about it. Gotta be nice if you were plus speed Laegjarn. Defense. Oh well. Well, finally got one of those. We'll continue on and see what else is here, but not in this circle. Yeah, no. I like Reinhardt, but not enough to use more orbs for him. Yeah, so it's good that I could summon on this banner instead of conflicting feelings. But I don't know what it is. I still feel like I should go back to the legendary and try for another Alm. It sounds crazy to have that good luck and then to be greedy enough to try and go back, but something is just calling me. I don't know. I would like to merge up S Laegjarn, because like I said, she is one of my favorite units in the game. But man, that Swift Sparrow 3 is real tempting. I'm ashamed to admit, actually, I've already fought her once. For L Alm, actually, I gave him Swift Sparrow 3. And I still feel bad that I did her dirty like that, but it's tough because Swift Sparrow 3 is not that available. I mean, it's getting more available. There's a lot more units all the time that have it. It's not quite as exclusive as Sturdy Impact, which, again, would be nice to get off of this banner. But there's a lot of units that want it. It's a really good skill. And so it's hard to merge up these units instead of using that. And it doesn't help that the other unit is legendary Leywood, I think. And so, legendary unit, not easy to pull. You're not going to want to just fodder that off willy-nilly. And then the original unit was Dancer Ishtar, which definitely don't want to fodder her unless, you only need one, really. Because dancers, stats don't matter a huge amount. It's a nice circle of blues here. Stats don't matter a huge amount for dancers. However, for her, because she has that brave tome, which I still can't even believe they did. If you would have told me back in year 1 that they were going to make a flying dancer with a brave tome and good attack and speed, coming with built-in Swift Sparrow 3 and flyer guidance, huge boon to flyer teams, just insane. I can't even believe they did that. So she's definitely a good one to have one of, but I think it's fine to, of course, unless she's your favorite character, you can want to build her up, but I think it's fine to fodder her off if you add multiples. But Laegjarn is a really unique character in her own right, because she has that reverse desperation tome, which is, again, something that I think personally is a little more future-proof and less easy to power creep than the everyday tomes, just because she's always going to get that chance to attack twice before they can retaliate. So it's almost like a slow brave tome, I guess. And she's got really good stats too, so it makes a lot of sense on her. And then L Alm, I'll continue to invest in him because he is. I think he's pretty future-proof, honestly. He's got great BST, which doesn't matter a huge amount, but good stats. And his abilities, his true damage, is huge. I think that's what's going to keep him relevant for the longest time. Because, as enemies increase their defense, he just continues to get stronger. He just does more and more damage, which is pretty crazy. And Legendary Celica is the same way, so she's another one that I'll try to invest in whenever they pop up. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop on this banner for a little bit. I keep talking about Alm and Celica, so maybe I should just. Oh, it starts at 6. Wow, I went a long time then. I was up to 8.5. I keep talking about Alm and Celica, so maybe I should just try for Alm again. It feels wrong, but it also feels right. I don't know, we'll see what's up. All blue. Ugh. Maybe it wasn't the right choice. Well, smoke is good. Sometimes I feel like even if I just see the puff of smoke there, like I've already won the summon, because at least it's not a 3-star. Oh my god, I hate 3 stars so much. Okay, I'm gonna put, wow, okay, if there's one more circle of no colorless, then this was clearly not the right choice, and I'll just go back to the other banner. But I really would like a plus speed for Alm, because like he's a unit that I want to keep using, and that's his best IV by far. So I'll give it one more shot, and if there's no colorless here, then I'll go back to the other one. Okay, well, 3 colorless, that's good. And Fallen Corrin, I have a really good IV set for her, actually. And I've used her quite a bit, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on DC yet, because I'm kind of getting low on it for the first time in a long time. I only have one more Hector left that I could give DC, and the rest of my DC is on heavily invested units, mostly plus 10s, so they're not liquid anymore. So I'm kind of being stingy about my DC now. I haven't drawn any for quite a long time. And I know she's a incredible user of it. There's no question about that. But I don't know. I guess I'd need more of her to be able to invest more heavily. Well, guys, I don't know what I should do here. I don't know if I should keep trying for Elm, or if I should go back to let's go back to the other banner for a little bit. See if that's refreshed my luck at all. Another unit, another blue flying unit actually, that I kind of regret not drawing on when she came out was Tsubasa. I don't know, I just underestimated her somehow. I'm not really sure why, but I didn't think she would be as strong as she is. Admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of the playstyle, and that you have to consider like the order in which she attacks. It's a little bit inflexible in that regard, but the payoff is pretty huge for doing that. So probably worth it long term. Cool looking character, nice design. I should have drawn more, but I was saving actually for things like this. I was hoping that a good banner would come up, and this one came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting this, and a lot of people weren't actually. So it seemed like a logical choice. So I mean, if I can get, if I could get two or three Laegjarns and at least one Lin off this banner, that would be before my phone dies. Apparently, that would be pretty cool. I'd consider that worth it then. So I'm down 200 orbs now, and I have an L Alm and a Summer Laegjarn to show for it. So rate is not that great, considering these are pretty high rate banners. I would have expected a bit more than that by now, but maybe it'll turn around. That's what gacha is all about. It's all averages out in the end if you draw enough, really. No. Be really interesting if she got a resplendent version and, like made her more appropriate. And really interesting also if she finally got a refine on her breath. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty much everybody, including me, has a plus 10 of her sitting around. So, I mean, there's clearly demand for it. But I wonder if they'd keep the built-in DC. I don't know, it'd be... no green. Oh, maybe Mia. Because Tiki, remember, her adult version, she got a refine, she lost the DC, which was pretty annoying, because then you had to put some expensive fodder on her to give her best build, whereas before, she was ready to go. So yeah, geez, come on, blue. I need blue. Be interesting to see what they do with now. Again, they might just not refine her for a long time, because they're really digging their heels in on the DC refined weapons. Oh. Huh. Well, I've never had him before. I kind of forgot he was a thing, to be honest. He has a level 4 skill that's interesting, doesn't he? What's this do? Um, hmm, that's mildly interesting. What are his skills here? Yes, brazen attack speed 4. That is pretty cool. 9 and 10. Ooh, those are big numbers. I forgot about that. Alright, well, probably use him for fodder. Because he's minus speed. Yeah, fodder majorly. Alright, that's cool though. That's a neat skill. I like that. I wonder who I'll put that on. Maybe Cordelia, actually. Now that I think about it, once her weapon effect stop taking action, then that would kick in. So actually, it kind of makes sense in some ways. Of course, the logical thing to do with Cordelia is to just not use her special effect and use the speed refine instead, which I think a lot of people are going to do, and I have done so far on my +1 before I've merged it up to +10. But, there's options. At the end of the day, it's still a great refine. It's a brave weapon with minimal speed penalty, and she has great stats, and now even better stats because she's resplendent. So, I think it's just we're so overwhelmed with incredible skills and units and abilities that it's easy to be underwhelmed now, which is kind of sad. So in some ways, I gotta get rid of some people here. Well, I can't fodder Wolt yet because I have to get the flowers. Ooh, space is getting tight. All right, so I'm at 278 now. I've used almost half the orbs. But I'll keep going. Hoping for a Summer Lynn. It's another unit that I want to build up, Mordecai. He's just such a tank, such a physical tank. Really cool looking unit too. Awesome character. Like he's got a neat backstory. But it's hard to invest in him when somebody like Noe exists because she has not as good physical bulk for sure, and probably a less interesting character depending on your perspective. But there's no doubting that she's a potent blue tank unit. So I've been holding on to I think it's a plus defense and a plus attack of Mordecai. And my ideal build for him would be steady stance 4 on A, and then probably keep the assist style B skill. And then, I don't know, I guess it depends on if I put him on an infantry team or a beast team, what his C would be, either a C or like a beast emblem skill, or infantry pulse would be a good skill for him if he was on an infantry team, because he has pretty good HP as well. I'm really surprised at how few units I'm getting off this banner. Sorry I have to keep going back and doing this. I didn't organize my my collection before I started this, and as you can see, space is running out, so I gotta... It won't even do much to help me to finally finish my Cordelia, and I'll probably plus 10 merge the Spring Loki as well, but they're already manuals, so it's not even gonna free up space when I do that. And I went through and converted a bunch of 5 stars that I'm gonna use for fodder into manuals, and that gave me some space, but it fills up quick, like at the rate they keep releasing new units. Doesn't take much. And I still can't bring myself to use orbs to expand the inventory. It just seems like such a sad use of them. Alright, I'm going to try this blue one, and if it's not anything good, then I'm going to go back to the legendary banner and see if that's... Okay, well that's definitely not something good. That's pretty atrocious. So let's go back to that one and see if there's anything. What's the rate at here? 6.5. Okay. Alright, let's see if Alm is in here. Plus speed Alm would be super awesome. I shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, see. Alright, well maybe that refreshed the luck on the other one. Lucius. So I didn't actually take very long to think about what I was going to do here. I made minor room in my barracks to summon some more units, and decided that this is going to be my best chance to get Summer Laegjarn until next summer. So I should go all in for it. And I'm fine with the way L Alm is now. Plus defense is good, and he's kind of powerful enough that the plus speed is nice. And eventually, I hope to get one, but it's not like it's going to be game changing for him. Whereas some of the IVs can be, like, for example, getting a plus speed Summer Laegjarn would be huge for her because her whole thing is doubling. So if she can't do that, and while her speed is good, no doubt, it's getting less good all the time as the speed creep marches on. And so to invest long term in her, a plus speed IV is really essential. And so maybe this is it right here. Okay, if this is plus speed, I'm gonna stop summoning because it just won't get better. Ooh, minus speed. I guess I should keep going then, right? That's definitely what that means. Yep. The summoning marches on. Yeah, so a plus speed on Summer Laegjarn is critical. That's something that I see a lot of discussion about is, people are deciding whether they should take plus attack or plus speed. And the common misconception, in my opinion, is people think that, the unit has enough speed right now, and so they don't need to invest further in that. But really, that's kind of a short-sighted way to look at it, because there's no question that speed creep is probably the fastest stat creep in the game. Like people like L Alm coming out with 44 base speed with a super boon is just madness. So to not invest in speed in a unit that you want to use long term, like especially if you're doing a plus 10 of somebody, just doesn't make any sense in my mind to not maximize speed the most possible, especially for units that need the double. So to me, it's a clear choice. It's got to be speed. And I think that if you base your decision on what is enough speed today, your investment is not going to be as good in the future as it is right now. So I think it's the wisest to invest in speed. That's just my opinion. I know there's compelling arguments for having my speed again. Yikes. Speaking of speed, they could sure use it. There's compelling arguments for plus attack for sure, and you can tweak builds to make the plus attack more important than the speed. But yeah, it's really hard for me personally to see that the speed is not the thing you should focus on. Well, like if I summon one more of these guys, I pretty much have to stop because I got no more room. I went through the barracks, and this is such a silly problem to have, but it is a problem. I'm keeping 2 of some of the 3 and 4 star units to have their optimal assets, either plus speed or plus attack, just to see like what their refine ends up being before I decide on which one to use. And you kind of have to keep both of them because once you turn them into manuals, the IV spread is gone. So there's 2 of those kicking around in the inventory, and then there's some 5-star units that like I want to fodder, but I'm not 100% sure that I want to fodder them yet. So it's tough to let go of some of these. And then there's some that could be merged for sure, but again, I haven't decided if I want to definitely merge them or not, because they have good skills. It's tough. And even just the summer Laegjarns from tonight, like assuming I don't get um, either the plus attack or plus speed, then I'll have to decide what's going to be best. Is it defense? Is it HP? And so it's going to take some calculating to figure out what would be my optimal move in that case. And so until then, I can't turn those into manuals either, even though they're ultimately going to be merged. So space is increasingly at a premium. I'm sure eventually, and not even that far, I'm going to have to break down and actually, you know what? Let's just do that right now. Where even is that? I can't remember how you increase the barrack size. Manage barracks, maybe? Well, maybe I'll just, here, expand. 1 orb, sure. Alright, you beat me down, I guess. You extracted 1 orb from me for this silly expansion. That shouldn't even be a thing. Like, why is that a thing that I need to do? You want to limit me from summoning more? I don't understand your endgame on that, guys. Like, just give me unlimited barrack space and I'll fill it. I'll summon. You want me to summon. You want me to spend orbs. You want me to spend money. Don't put barriers in my way of doing that, right? Like, it's kind of a weird thing they decided to do that. But, oh well. Hopefully that carries me through for another few months. That few extra slots. So things have kind of picked up on this banner now. I've gotten a couple more, a couple more Summer Laegjarns, which is awesome, and another Lyn, which is also awesome. So I'm feeling good about continuing on this now. I think this was the right choice. If I can get a couple more, that'd be just lovely. Especially that plus speed Summer Laegjarn. I know that hunting IVs is a fool's errand, but yeah, you can never lose hope. You have to always hope for the best and not be too wrecked when the worst happens. But it was a really nice move on IS's part, which you can't say a lot of very often, but it was really nice of them to add the IV erasing mechanic of merging. I keep thinking she's a 5-star because her art is so good now. It's 5-star quality art, finally. So yeah, it's really nice that now you only have to really draw 2 of the same unit to make them okay. Like maybe you get a bad flaw, you can fix it, which is nice. Oh hey, that's cool. She's a cool unit. I think if I were to go back into Arena, it'd invest in her because she's got the BST for it, so it makes sense. And good looking character, cool mechanics. So yep, I like me Altina. Speaking of Altina, the other one, it's not a terrible IV. Maybe I'll just hang on to her for now. The other Altina is now fighting the second Zothis in the voting gauntlet. Somebody posted a really funny meme on Reddit about, the classic Mo from Simpsons throwing somebody out of the tavern and then somebody else pops up behind him and it's Sothis. I thought that was really well done, so kudos to whoever did that. Yeah, she's fighting the other one now, and I'm pretty conflicted. I was initially backing Leaf in the original bracket because, well, one, because I like Leaf, but more than that, because I just really didn't want Edelgard to be the free one, and I know a lot of people felt that way, so I was pretty happy that we could prevent that from going on, especially after the legendary Lyn disaster of a couple of years ago. And then it was tough in the second round because then I was against Altina, which I actually want. I want another one of her. And I'd like her to win because I think she's a really cool character. I mean, just like the pinnacle of badass. I mean, dual wielding not just dual wielding swords, but dual wielding Ragnall and Alendite. I mean, just madness, absolute madness. And she flies because, I don't know, just because she's awesome. Um, so pretty cool character, and strong too. I mean, one of the best vantage units available in the game. And she's totally built around that, from everything from her weapon to her skills, just purpose made to own in that role, and she does it. So a very good unit to have with you on Aether Raid's offense. A lot of people complained about Naga. She gets a lot of hate. I quite like her, not just because she was the first flying blue dragon. Ooh, getting late. But also because her unique ability it can be quite powerful, and I think people underestimate it. You know, if you put her in the right situation with the right buffs, she is a monster tank. And I used her relatively successful in Aether Raids. Her real draw for most people, I think, is that she... God, come on, you're just... Why are you doing it to me? Just either plus attack or plus speed. That's all. Her real draw is that she gives dragon effective to everybody and anybody, which is hugely powerful. Getting less so because people are just not using dragons as much anymore. But you know, there's plus attack Altina. Nice. Let's just mark her as perfect. And she can go away. These can go. Good. Yeah, dragons are less prevalent, but there's still some armor stall teams in AR that you'll encounter that use armor dragons because they're monster stats. So there's still an effect for that. But of course, Naga, her ability to be a tank in Aether Raids was pretty much devastated when Thrasir came out. Not just color effective, but also dragon effective. So, yeah, she was a good tank for a while for me, but she required some pretty careful play for sure. Like, if you didn't give her all the necessary stats, she just, she didn't have the things to survive, so she'd melt. So good unit, solid unit, takes some consideration to use, but I just don't think she deserves all the hate that she got. I get that, she's not great offensively and you're taking into an offensive match, but, I think IS built her pretty well. So yeah, it'd be nice for not only me to have another Altina, but everybody really. I mean, I get that it means that all of the tiers will, or not the tiers, but the scores will move up, and so your relative position to everybody else isn't going to hugely change. You will probably get into more tiers, which is more rewards, so that's good. But I think it would be silly for people to say they don't want more help in Aether Raids. Even if they don't like the mode, it just makes it easier and more tolerable if you have more tools to combat it. So I think she would be the most logical choice now that New Year's Alphonse is out. And Sothis, I guess there's a compelling case to be made for her too, because she's a mythic hero as well. But I don't know why. I feel like more people have her. I guess because she's been on a lot more banners than Altina has been. So eventually it'll be closer. But it's either one of them would be a win. I think like Sothis has good skills for fodder, of course, whereas Altina really has nothing to offer in that regard. So I guess in some ways, Sothis is a very compelling choice as well. And I'd be happy with either one of them. I wouldn't mind merging Sothis. Wouldn't mind merging Altina. So I don't think that we can really lose in this voting gauntlet no matter what happens at this point. It's a weird thing to have, and again, like 500 orbs is not a huge amount. I get that. I see people saving thousands, which is just awesome. I like so much respect to people that can do that. but it's a weird feeling to have 500 and now have 81. It's like I got good stuff from it for sure, but it's kind of a little bit sad to see them gone because they represent potential. Like they could be anything, and now they are something. So there's that, but I don't know. Just kind of an observation, I guess. And I'm at 7% battery, so phone is gonna hold out till the end of this. Recently switched to the Note 10 Plus, which has got a very large battery, not as big as the S20, which don't get me started about the nomenclature of Samsung's phones now, just skipping to 20 because bigger is more is better is you have to beat iPhone. But anyway, the S20 Ultra has a 5,000 milliamp battery. And this, I think the Note 10 Plus is only 4,300. Only 4,300, right? But just like crazy stats in phones now. I mean, even this one has more computational stats than my laptop does. So anyway, hopefully I can get at least one more of the summer ladies before the orbs run out. Should be able to technically, if the averages hold out, because it should be about every 66 orbs. So that should be just enough for one of them. And either one, totally fine with either one at this point. I've done quite well, I think, on these plus res. Yeah, it's okay. Quite well on these two banners tonight. So I don't think I'll be disappointed if I get either one of them now to round this all out. And this could be it. Ooh, maybe one of each. Wouldn't that be a lovely way to end and wrap things up? Oh god, every time I say it seems like this guy shows up. Just like, not only, okay, let me just vent for a moment here. Not only is this guy a pretty awful unit, but the art is just, I don't know. It's just not really working for him. It's not doing him justice. It's a cool art style. I like it, but it just does not make his character look distinguished. It doesn't make him look like a veteran. It makes him look like a vagrant. So maybe he'll get resplendent. I don't know. And no matter what, whichever next 5-star I get here, I'm gonna just call it there, because I actually like having some orbs left over after. It's not a good feeling to be at 0, so if I can get one more Laegjarn or Lin, then hopefully I can have at least more than 10 orbs left. I know it's kind of arbitrary, but it's just a psychological thing to not see the 0 orbs sitting up there. Oof. Oh yeah, you're gonna be like that, eh? Just because I criticize your art, you're gonna keep showing up to haunt me now. Okay, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Be an attractive summer lady. No, that's just a pothead. Yep. Alright, well, it wasn't that guy, so prayer answered. So getting very close to the end now. There's let's see, how many? 41 orbs left. Be nice to close it out with one more 5-star. But it's been a fun session. It didn't start out very great. It was pretty slow in the beginning, but as statistics do, it averaged out and things pulled around. I got really everything that I needed, aside from that plus speed in both those units. But at this point, it'd be silly to complain about that, because I could very easily have not gotten anything. it's very real possibility to go 500 orbs and not get a focus unit, which is devastating. Like I'm so sorry to people that have to go through that. It shouldn't even be that way. I remember at one point I actually sent feedback to customer support being like, look guys, there's no way I should be able to spend that many hundreds of orbs and not get what you're trying to get. Especially when you consider that IVs are a thing, like you might finally get the unit, but then it's crippled by a poor flaw. It's just, it shouldn't be that punishing, I think. Alright, this will probably be the end here after I clear out these last ones. I can go in for one more round probably. Let's see what there is. No blues. Okay. Well, I'll go one more round until I can get blue at least. Oh, that's a good unit. Don't have many of her yet, actually. Alright, this is the last one here. Come on, blue at least. Ah, jeez. Well, I have to go until there's blue. Camilla. Tons of her. I think my first plus 10 unit, actually. Fond memories of that time. I remember she was... Oh, no blue at all, really. Wow. She was on a banner, focus banner, and then right next to that banner was a Hector banner. And I remember I was sitting in class, and I free pulled her, and then I free pulled a Hector, just back to back. So it's like, okay, well, I'm definitely making a plus 10 of her then. That was definitely meant to be. All right. What's the rate at? 8%. Whew. Yeah, it'd be nice to close this out. Okay, one blue. This is good. I was afraid there was going to be multiples, so this way I can end with no regret, no matter what. Except it's a 3. Oh, well. Okay. All right. Well, that's that. So let's see what the haul was at the end of it. 500 orbs. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 Summer Laegjarn, and 2 Summer Lynn, and 1 L Alm. Not too shabby. I'm pretty happy with that. Well, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll do another one of these. Try and save even more orbs next time, and maybe I'll even break that 1,000 mark, because it is more fun to summon the more you have, and hopefully it's more interesting to watch. So until next time, happy summoning and take care.